is.
Well, there it is. Hey, this is Witty, telling you that Witty Warcraft is now up and running. That's www.youtube.com/Witty Warcraft, and new Warcraft free videos are up and running already there. So I'm going to be starting off with critter porting. That's going to be the first video of the new channel for Warcraft free content. And critter porting, some of you might have worked that one out. What do I mean by that? Perhaps it involves an archmage that, you know, might use his level 6 ability to teleport his army. Maybe that army might be mortars, I don't know. And perhaps he ports to a critter, a mechanical critter that he can purchase from the human shop. Perhaps it's a game involving that. So yes, that's the first game. And then I'm going to be uploading later on today on the Witty Warcraft channel, Keeper of the Groove. Yeah, baby. This is the Keeper of the Groove. It's a GBR 6 versus 6 game that we played a while ago. And it's time to start cracking on with those videos. So if you want any more Warcraft free content, then that's the place to go. youtube.com/Witty Warcraft. That's where I will be posting future Warcraft free videos from now on. If you're still interested in what the future content I do for this channel, probably Heroes of the Storm, maybe Diablo 3, we'll see where things go. Then stay tuned and stay subscribed to this channel as well. If you're just interested in the Warcraft free, then like I say, go over to Witty Warcraft, their YouTube channel, and subscribe there for your Warcraft free fix. So I thought, as a bit of a little funny bonus as well, attached to this video, I thought I'd actually introduce you to some old photos. Well, photos? Kind of photos. Pictures, images, screenshots that I created a long time ago. Images, impacts. I don't know. I'm going to stop with these buzzwords now. But yeah, a long time ago on an account that I used to go by the nickname of Racer. Yes, Boy Racer, for those that may remember me. Yeah, this is a long time ago. This is like over 10 years ago. I created these pictures. It's basically a cynical, tongue-in-cheek look at Warcraft free balance. Is balance. It's like a little joke. And it goes over the various phases of Warcraft free, from the earlier patches to the latest patch. And it's quite an amusing tale of an over-the-top, exaggerated look at balance in Warcraft 3. So we're going to start off with this first image, which you would have been looking at for a while now, which will be Dracula, Count Dracula. You can see there's little tidbits of humour I put in there. Basically, Undead gets a level 6 Dreadlord, faces up against an entire Night Elf army, uses his Infernal of instant good game, and takes the victory. So I just enjoyed doing this back in the day. As you can see, I used to do things like this quite a while ago, and I don't think I've actually ever shown these pictures. So I thought this would be a little fitting end to, you know, give away some of these pictures, I suppose. Next one, let's have a look. Oh, okay. So this is one of the later patches. It's where the Pandarian Brewmaster comes into play. And as you can see, he's faced up against an entire army of undead ghouls and gargs. He throws down his drunken haze, and then also casts Breath of Fire. And boom! He wins the game. Now let's have a look at... Oh yes, this is a bit of an old classic one. This is where you used to get, well, it still happens now, potentially, but not to this exaggeration. Like I say, all of this is very exaggerated, but it's a humorous look at Warcraft 3 balance. And you can't quite see the chain lightning going off, because basically everything gets instigated by the shockwave, but that's the idea of this. The Farseer is surrounded, the Tauren Chieftain's in trouble. The Farseer casts chain lightning, the Tauren Chieftain casts shockwave, boom! All of those ghouls are gone. Next look. Oh yes, this is back in the early days of the Frozen Throne, when mass bats became a very common theme in most games. People really liked the idea of the Troll Bat Rider unit, and they used it a lot. And as you can see, this is just a humorous look at what you can get away with. Essentially, the idea of what this image is showing you is that you could pretty much almost insta-kill sort of buildings. It's all exaggerated, but it was a humorous look at the time, because back then people weren't quite sure on how to counter these things. So when a mass ton of bats came in, you were like, oh, how do I handle this? And then all your base is gone before you can even really react. And our next one, this is really old school. This is back when Huntresses used to be a lot stronger. Now, clearly that human army is ridiculously large, but like I say, this is very tongue-in-cheek. So you've got a small band of Huntresses, one group to say for sure, so 12 Huntresses, faced up against an entire army of knights, footmen, rifles, spellbreakers, priests, orcs, mortars. And the Huntresses attack move into the human army, and, well, what's left? Only Huntresses. Good old times, eh? And here's a look at Elven C, who was a poster on the Warcraft 3 forums back before it was completely and utterly trolled, but even then he was a bit of a troll. It's hard to tell. I'm pretty sure he was a bit of a troll, but he used to basically be the keeper of the balance. So he used to whine about balance all the time. I have vague memories of this, and I've got this picture here for a reason, but it tells me that back in the day, this guy used to be on the forums constantly whining about balance, whether it was about night elf or orc or human or undead, whatever it might be. He was one of these guys that used to sort of always complain, so that's why he's in the mix. So a little high five to that guy. Next up is the orc base, so fortified towers, and how much of a nightmare it is to deal with against orc sometimes in games. So again, similar to the mass bats, except kind of the opposite. Is essentially defense-wise, is orcs start off with a few towers, then they get a little bit more carried away, and then soon their entire base is just full of towers, and they're a nightmare to deal with. This is probably the earliest themed sort of balance, tongue-in-cheek look at. That's kind of a strange way to put it, but anyway, this was really old school. This is back in the day, really old school days of Reign of Chaos, where these balance pictures are basically looking at points in the game where people hadn't quite worked out how to counter these things yet. So these things were strong. They were hard to deal with. For example, back in the day, all I used to do was go Keeper of the Grove first hero. I would never do that now, but back in the day I did, and go and harass enemies, specifically undead, entangle their acolytes and just kill their acolytes. And people were bad back then, pretty damn bad, so you could get away with murder. So if a Farseer and a Keeper of the Grove turned up in your base in a 2 versus 2 or RT game as a human player, you pretty much lost everything, because most people back in the day just weren't very good at handling these kind of scenarios, these situations. Whereas nowadays, a Farseer and a Keeper of the Grove would have a slightly tougher time. And our last image was a jokingly look at... This certainly doesn't quite happen these days, but I believe Wyverns versus Fiends used to do a little bit better back in the day, and it's just a joking look at basically how Fiends are ready to counter these Wyverns with web, and there's exactly the same amount of Fiends, if not a little bit more than there are Wyverns, yet the Wyverns just basically auto-attack into those Fiends and take away all of them. So yeah, just all jokes, funs and games, and yeah, thus ends the saga of these is balance images that I created oh so long ago. I thought I'd also end off on this video, if anyone's still here, just mentioning that I will be recording, well, possibly recording. I suppose I will be recording. I'm a little backlogged on videos, but I will be recording some Warcraft 3 games later tonight. And yes, if you're interested in coming along or playing in any of those games, just taking part, then join me. It is, of course, today, the day this video is going off is the 8th of March 2014. So we'll be playing at 6:30 PM GMT onwards on Battle.net, so Warcraft 3 Battle.net. The gateway will be Northrend, that's Europe, and the channel will be Human Castle. Human Space Castle, that's the channel. And we'll be meeting up there and organising some games so that people can play and have some fun. Hopefully I'll have a stream as well, but there's never a guarantee with that, and time will tell. So thank you very much, and I will obviously stress the fact that if you didn't quite get the point of this video, and you're interested in Warcraft 3, then hop over to my new channel, Witty Warcraft. So www.youtube.com/Witty Warcraft. WTii WARCRAFT. That would be embarrassing if I misspelled that. Yeah, Witty Warcraft is the new place to go for Warcraft 3 content from Witty, me. So yes, that's where you want to go and subscribe over there, and that's where you get your Warcraft 3 fix. So, thank you very much for watching. If you want to stay tuned, it seems strange to say subscribe, like and comment, obviously, and subscribe, I suppose, if you want to see whatever this channel is going to be doing as well, because it's the same guy, just doing different stuff. So I will see you later. Take care.
Troll. I used to be a troll rogue. Troll.
Oh, cool.
I ain't got time.
I was in one of the top guilds. Do you know Method?
Troll. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This sounds forgettable. I was in